What's going on, guys, and welcome back to Total Oz Spurs. I'm joined by Nene and Delane. How are we, boys?
Scrumptious, mate. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Delane, what about yourself?
Yeah, good mate, good.
So,
Very
Champions League, Frankfurt, home. How are we feeling, boys?
confident, hopefully.
Confident, you reckon?
Confident, yeah, look. You guys basically touched on, actually, should say Lee and yourself and Brad touched on like how we played against Brighton. I think that performance, we played well. I think, look, the last Frankfurt game we played, or the last Champions League game we played against Frankfurt, look, it was a 0-0, but there were some positive things coming out of that. So I'm hoping we can take that game into our home game and make sure we do a bit better than we did last time. I think we can do
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Like I said last time against Frankfurt, any other day it could have been 4-0. We could have came out and absolutely demolished them. Just looking at their one match I had in between, they got pumped by the team coming 18th, which is dead last in the Bundesliga, 3-0. So their confidence is pretty low. So hopefully they come over here and we can absolutely destroy them. I'd like to stick with the same formation, but I can see us going back to a two in the midfield with Royal on the right, which makes me upset. But
Please don't say Royal. Do not. Ever say
he'll
Royal,
play Royal
please.
because he's not going to play Doherty. Like he's not going to put him straight back in for every single game that we have. And he's not
Yeah,
going to play Spence. He's got a defender against Spence. So he's not going to play Spence. So yeah, I'm pretty confident actually. I don't see why we can't get a few good goals on the board and rocket us up that ladder.
You
Yeah,
need
well,
to be up there.
we need to win it because Lisbon dropped points and we didn't capitalise on the last game against Frankfurt, but we are playing at home. Uncle Merv, I know you finished late today, but he says 2-0 win at home. We'll get to predictions a little bit later, but I'll hold that one up for later. Yeah, I think this is a game we just go at it. I think that we've been talking about the formation change. I think this is the game to go back to the 5-2-3. But in saying that, we are missing Kulu. I know Mora is back in training, so he could be on the bench, which is really, really good for us.
I'll be happy to see Mora back.
Well, the thing is, I think in this system, Mora in the 5-2-3, I think Mora would do really, really well. And Conte's already said that he might even play him at right wing back if he needs to. So, I mean, if Mora can pitch out Royal for the right wing back role, I'm more than happy to have that. Because can you imagine Royal and Kulu on the one? Mora and Kulu on the one side? I think that would be deadly. Teams would push it to the left towards Perisic, and then you got Perisic and Son on the other side. That to me sounds a lot stronger.
100%.
But
mind you, Lucas Moura can jump too. He fucking jumps.
I swear. Like I know he's Brazilian, but he's got a bit of freaking African in him because he jumps so high. Like he should be an NBA player.
The thing I like about it is because I know we say like 5-2-3, but it's more like a 3-4. Like they play like a left mid, right mid kind of role, and I feel like that would suit Mora down to the ground, like bombing on those wings all the time. In defense, it's going to be a bit how's it going, but can he really be worse than Royal? I don't really see it being too much worse than Royal.
Nah, Aita, we're based in Australia, but we've got Kiwi, an Aussie, and an Englishman here. So, I feel you on that one. I feel like Mora will provide us a lot more attacking option down the right, which Conte wants. But then defensively, is he good enough to cover? Is he better than Doherty defensively? Is he better than Doherty attacking? I think attacking-wise, we can all say he is, but defensively, I don't think he is. But then he always gives 100%, and he's quick. It's a 50-50.
He's very quick, and the thing that I'm not really worried about too much is the defense. Like, why would why? I don't see him being worse than Royal, right? Defensively, and he's got Romero next.
I don't either.
I don't see it being that much of an issue.
Well, the thing is the other option that we could put ahead to Conte is he said that he plays Royal because of the Brazilian connection. So for me, I think it's just an excuse for Royal to play him. So if you're going to use that excuse for Royal, you play Mora. And you're right. I think defensively he's probably the same, if not better than Royal. Royal doesn't really set me a lot. He's no Reece James. So, and you're right, Uncle Merv. He does need to tidy up his dribbling a little bit. But the thing is, when Mora's on it, Mora's pretty unstoppable.
Yeah. It's gonna be hard. I if you're gonna play Mora there, why don't you just play Spence there though? That's the whole thing,
him.
right? Like I
Doesn't trust him.
Spence ain't ready, but that's what Conte said.
Yeah, but like how long is he gonna say he's not ready before he gives him a chance? Like it's ridiculous. I understand it.
I don't know, man. I don't know. It's all up to Conte.
It's strange. Like if I see Mora come out in that right
wing back role, he sees it all.
Understandably, but Mora hasn't really played a right wing back role where Spence really has. Spence has played that. He's and Nottingham Forest is playing that right wing back role. So what's the difference? I don't understand it.
Yeah, I just think he doesn't trust Spence. That's the truth of it, and I think he's proving a point. He's trying to prove a point with the whole Levy thing of just not playing who he wants to play, who he doesn't want to buy. That's just the way I think it is. But in saying that, what kind of team would you go for? So for me, I think we all would agree we would probably play. I don't think Cess will play. I think it will start with Perisic on the left. I think he'll go for Langley, Dyer, and probably Romero. And then I'd like to see Spence, but we're not going to see him. It's going to be Royal. We all know it. Would you try and integrate Skip into the middle instead of Højbjerg or Bentancur? Or would you just stick with those two if we're going to play the two in the middle?
I feel like if they're going to have a rest, this technically should be the easiest game in the group. So, sorry, I'd like to see Skippy get a start, probably over Højbjerg, because Bentancur has been pretty decent, I think, in the last couple of games. He's definitely performed a little bit better than Højbjerg. So I think Skippy and Bentancur would be a pretty decent combo. But yeah, I agree with what you said about Spence. About Cess. He won't start. It will be Perisic on that left. But I think we'll have two in the midfield. Purely because I think this is a game where we need the goals and we're going to try and be a bit more attacking and keep going a bit, like play the ball a bit more forward, try and get those goals because we need to get the goal difference back on Sporting after they've done us in. Because if they just looking at the things now, if Marseille don't win and Sporting put them to the sword a little bit, we're going to be a fair few goals behind. So we need to put a couple of runs on the board. That's what makes the most sense to me. So that's why I think we'll be playing two in that midfield and three up front.
So before you go on, Delane, I want you to elaborate on this because I want to see what you think. Brad says he'd pair Yves and Skippy in the middle. Do you think, as Nano said, with the formation change and the more attacking with the three up top and then the wing backs bombing on, do you think that's the best to go into it, or do you think that maybe we take one of them out and put Bentancur or Højbjerg next to one of them, or what do you reckon?
I would probably rest Højbjerg. And to be honest, I'll probably bring on Skip. But I'll leave Bentancur on because I think Bentancur's more going forward than like a Bazuma or Højbjerg. I think he pushes more forward. So I think I would like to see Skip come in. Give Skip a go. And then rotate it with maybe a Bazuma. And then if we kind of are falling behind and like Frankfurt are putting a lot of pressure on us, then I think we have to go to that system, the 3-5-2 system. Get that extra midfielder in there to clean it up. Like I put on some page, I said I prefer I play a 3-5-2 in this game because it's worked over the Brighton game, because we have that holding midfielder like a Bazuma who can hold back and have Hoiberg and Bentancur push up, which helped us a lot. So as much as it's not going to happen, I just think maybe Hoiberg should really have a rest and put Skip on, and then bring on Hoiberg or Bazuma if Skip is getting tired. Just extra engines, to be honest.
I feel like his midfield duo is Bentancur and Holberg. I think it's gonna be a big step for him to have him put Basuma and Skip on both at the same time, especially a game where we know we have.
It is. They've never played before.
Then yeah, they never played together before. If it's not Holberg and Bentancur, it'll be one of them, and the one to come in will be Skip. I don't think Basuma will play this game at all, to be honest. Unless we have that three in the midfield, then I reckon those three, Basuma. But I think, just by the look of it, there will be Holberg and Bentancur just moving forward.
Well, look, I think you're both right. I think he's going to stick to his guns and be stubborn. But for me, it's we've got Everton coming on the weekend. Defensively, they're one of the best teams defensively in the league. I'm pretty sure we're playing at home, though, aren't we? Against Everton, I don't think we're playing away. I know we're going a bit onward to the Everton game, but it's more it backs up my point. So we're playing Everton at home on Sunday morning, but for me, it's that's more important. I think both games are important, but if we don't smash Frankfurt, I think that our Champions League position is in jeopardy. So for me, I'd go all out in this game and then maybe play the second string on the weekend. It may be, dropping a couple of points against Everton isn't going to be as bad as not getting out of the group for Champions League. I think that's more of a failure. I know we will probably drop into the Europa League, but I don't want to be playing Thursday night because we're not fucking shy. So. I think he's all right. I think he will go for Bentancur and Hoiberg. I don't think he'll rest him. I think if anything, if he wants to rest him, he'll play 3 just to give him that little break. If he doesn't want to rest him, then he'll play him full game and then he'll play 3 on the weekend against Everton. But the good thing is Anthony Gordon's out, so he might even reevaluate that and play 2 on the weekend and 3 tomorrow morning. But I mean, that's here or there. Conte surprised us last weekend against Brighton, so he may end up changing it up
again.
The way that we played against Brighton, I wouldn't even be. Look, I'd be surprised either way, right? Like I wouldn't be surprised if he just comes out and goes, "No, it worked. We're not going to change it now." You know what I mean?
Well, for me I
also wouldn't be surprised if he goes, "Oh, I worked that game, but this game we want to have more attacking and we want the 3 up front again."
Well, I think we need to have 3 up front, but for me, we only got Richarlison, Kane, and Son. Kulu's probably back for Everton. I've heard he's probably back for that. He's back for Morris just come back. I don't know if he trusts Hill yet. So if you trust Hill and Richarlison, then play 3 because then you can bring Hill on for one of the front 3, or you can take one of the front 3 off and play 2 if you want to. But it all depends on if Kulu's definitely back on against Everton, you play 5-3-2 tomorrow, and then you go for the 5-2-3 because you got the extra attacker back. But with Mora being back, he might be able to risk it with 3 up front tomorrow because Mora can come in and play on that right wing for Richarlison, or because that's where Richarlison will play if we play 3 up top, and It's a 50-50 for me. I think it just depends on how he sees the Everton game. If he thinks that we're going to be, we're going to compete with the 2 in the middle or the 3 in the middle. We won't go on about the Royal, the wing, because we all know Royal's going to fucking play. We know he doesn't trust Spence. We know he wants to play Doherty in the league because he has to.
As much as we don't want him to.
And the only other is who starts, Son or Richarlison for you boys?
I've been saying I think it's going to be 2 in the midfield, so I reckon all 3 start. I reckon Kane, Son, and Richie all start.
If we go 3 up front,
that's what I think he's going to play. So
look, I would love to rest Kane. I would love to rest Kane.
The only problem I have against resting Kane is he knows that we need goals, and Kane's our main man. Like, that's the only thing I would have against it. If this was a nothing game, I'd be like, yeah, sweet, no wuckers. But I know we need goals, and we need to score points, and Kane's the man to do that. That's the only thing that
thinking about it now, if we do start with 3, if we were to transition into 3 in the middle and 2 up top, I'd take Kane off and leave Richarlison and Son on. Even if you want to take Kane and Son off, you chuck on Hill or Mora and play 2 up top. Can you imagine Mora and Richarlison buzzing around? The only thing is we'll have to rely on the wing backs, which if you're playing Royal, we'll rely on one wing back to provide, because you'd have to chuck on Skippy, and then you'd have to play. You'd take Royal off and get Doherty on, or Spence or Mora on that right wing just to provide, because Royal ain't giving shit to those boys if there's 2 up top.
Yeah, 100%.
And that's the thing for me. I think if we do transition into 3 in the middle, he's going to have to drop Royal, because Doherty proved that he gets forward a lot more in just one game than Royal's done the whole season.
Yeah,
he got into the box 3 or 4 times. I know Royal's had a couple of shots, but they're off like they've been like random shots where he shot straight at the goalkeeper, and it's like if you put it anywhere else, he could have maybe scored. But I think you're right. I think he's going to go 2 in the middle, 3 up top. I'd like to see Kane rested. I'd like to see Son rested. I'd like to see Mora play, but Mora's just
if you want Kane and Son rested, who are you playing where? Richie up front, Hill on the left?
If we're going to play 3, and if Mora can start, I'd fucking go Richarlison, Hill, and Mora. If we're going to play 3 up top. If we're going to play 2, I'd rather Mora and Richarlison, purely because, Mora's played in those bigger games. And, like, Hill is just not an experience.
And Mora can feed as well. He can.
He can feed, but I want to see Hill this game. Like, and everyone's saying, Hill's played half decent game, and everyone's bigging him up. But I feel like there's a player in him. He just needs that chance. He got picked for the Spain side. I know he's playing in the Liga. It's a lot less physical, but it's like Jack Grealish for Aston Villa. He wins free kicks, and if he wins free kicks, and the thing is, we have a set piece specialist this year. And we scored a lot more from set pieces, so why not try and create more chances to have set pieces? And he gets pushed off the ball, but it looks like he gets bowled over and always gets a free kick.
Yeah.
I call him Mini Howie because he looks like Howard from fucking Big Bang Theory. But I would like to see him get more than just 10-minute cameo. Give him a 30-minute cameo, like 60th minute, even if we're still trying to win the game. Get him on, see what he can do. It is against the weaker. I think Frankfurt are the weakest in the group. Even though Marseille are bottom, but Marseille beat Lisbon, who were top of the group. So, I think if Kane and Son don't start, it's got to be Richarlison and Mora. If in the 2 and if in the 3, Richarlison, Mora, and Hill. It sounds stupid. People are going to probably grill me for it, but fuck it. It's better off like we're 1-0 down at 60th minute than go, okay, Kane, Son, go on. There you go.
I for the same reason why I think it's going to be a midfield 2, the same reason why I don't think that. I think he'll play Son and Kane. Like, it's just, if it ain't broke, don't fix it in his books, I think. But, I mean, it is kind of broke.
It is broke.
Because
Son
can't score a goal to save his life. But they're our best attacking threats, right? Realistically, they're our best attacking threat. So in a game where we need to come out and put points on, I don't see why he's not gonna play our best 2 up front.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's kind of like the Klopp situation where
at the moment
he always plays his best team.
At the moment,
yeah.
I think, Dane, I think you're lagging, bro, because your responses are a bit delayed. Yeah, see?
Yeah,
Lagging.
they are. My internet's a bit shocking at the moment.
That's all right. We'll fucking try them in when you can. You'll be like one of those random guy that goes fucking out of nowhere.
Just 5 minutes after we've had the conversation.
We have someone that probably looks like he's just woken up from a fucking nap.
The grandfather.
welcome to the stream, brother.
What's good, boys? What's happening?
What's going on,
What's going
King?
on, bro? Like you look
you know,
snuggy
coming on,
in your fucking
Fuck,
robe,
you look
mate.
warm, bro. Middle of England,
Oh, you
bro.
know
Middle of
what?
winter.
I feel like Hugh Hefner.
Like
We
you
put
and
the
I
bunny
need to
ears
sort
on
your
for you
internet, so
then.
you're both lagging.
I know I'm lagging big time.
That's all right. It is what it is.
Being you stream, Jay.
We've got yeah, pretty much. We've gone over Brad, he saw head. We've gone over the team, but I want to hear your thoughts, Lee. So first of all, I want to hear how you think we're going to go, and then I want to hear what your thoughts on what team Conte is going to put out.
Oh, okay. Well, I think it's going to be a 2-0. I'm hoping it's a 2-0. It's going to be a hard game. It's a home game, so hopefully we bring what we need to bring. Team wise, it's sort of it's a hard one for me, eh? It's a hard one for me.
Well, just put it out there. What kind of teams?
What do you want to see out?
What do you want to see? Do you want to see 3 in the middle, 2 in the middle? Do you want to see? Do you want to see fucking the youth get a chance?
I want to see Son, Kane, Richarlison up front. To be honest,
you want them to start.
Yeah, I know we were speaking last night and we're saying it, but I think I want those to start. Bentancur and Højbjerg in the middle. Perisic over Cess, only just to give Cess a little run, a bit of a rest from the run, and then come in maybe second half as Conte likes to do changes. I reckon Royale's going to get the start, to be honest, over Doherty. But I hope not. I want Doherty to get some game time. Obviously, we're going to have Sanchez, Dyer, and Langley, to be honest, at the back. That's what I think's going to happen.
Yeah, I think Langley will start because Davies played against Leicester.
Yeah, I reckon Langley will start. But
not Leicester, sorry, Brighton.
You reckon?
Brighton,
You reckon Romero's going to rest Lee?
No, I reckon.
You said Sanchez, Dyer, and Langley. So
I think Lee Romero.
You are assuming that he's going to have a rest.
Yeah,
he should have a rest. There's certain players in this team that needs to have a rest. I feel like Kane needs to have a rest.
He's about fucking 9 of them at the moment.
Well,
yeah.
If anything, I think Kane needs to have the rest. Son had that game where he had off. Kane played in the international play for England both games. I think Sonny did as well for South Korea. Mm-hmm. I see with your team, Lee, you kind of went full strength apart from the back three.
Yeah.
I would. This is the game where I feel like we're at home. I feel like Frankfurt away was a very hard ground to play at. We played them off the park. We just didn't finish, and I think that's down to just Kane and Son weren't on it, and Richarlison was nowhere. And the only thing is, at the moment, Richarlison's not really scoring. He's only scored 2 goals in like 10 games. So I know that doesn't sound too bad, but there were in 1 game he scored. So the 9 other games he's given no goal contributions whatsoever. So I think this is the game where you rest Kane, you stick Richarlison in the middle, and then if it's not going well, you bring Kane on. But I think Conte will go full strength. I think we've all said that he'll go full strength.
Yeah.
Purely because we need to win we need to win to reestablish our position in the group. We have Lisbon home next, and then we're away at Marseille in the last game. And that could be a massive decider, especially going to France as an English team. I'm pretty sure we played them home, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. So, but those other games will be in 2 weeks' time. I think we play United midweek next week, which would be a bit weird.
That's going to be a good one.
Yeah. So some updates. I think, like I said, Mora's back in training. He's had a few training sessions with the squad. Kulu might be back on Saturday against Everton. So, are you excited? Do you think Mora needs to get a bit of a run, or do you think you need to rest him for the weekend, Lee? Do you think it's a bit too soon to bring him back?
You know what? I can bring him on. Second half, bring him on. To be honest, give him a run. You know what Mora's like? He can jump in and change the game, to be honest. I can give him a run. But I know he really had, just come back from injury. But, yeah, give Mora a run. I would like to see him have a run.
If he doesn't get a run this game, I'd like to see him start at Everton.
Everton, yeah.
Where would you start in
agree.
that position? Like I know we talked about the right wing back, but if you were to have your full strength team, and we know Doherty's playing on the right, if Mora isn't there, would you put Mora on the right wing and have
I'd be
Kane?
putting more over Richie because how good did Richie look those first couple of games? Just coming on and running at everything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a good
100%.
point. Good point.
Yeah. If Kulu's not ready, which I don't think he like, why rush him back?
Yeah.
Um,
You don't want to rush him back.
I'd be putting Son, Kane, Mora if he wants to play the 3 up front. Even if he wants to play the 2 up front against Everton, I wouldn't mind seeing fucking Son and Mora.
Or Kane
Like,
and Mora.
Kane and Mora.
Yeah,
Just
definitely.
give him some time to do something.
Because
'Cause
Mora's
how
really
often-
good in those short spaces. Because he
Yeah,
wriggles
how
through
often in the last
sometimes.
couple of years has Mora just not been given a chance to shine?
Yeah, he's always been that
Yeah,
rotation
he
player.
hasn't been. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was pretty good under Mourinho, and then I think when Nuno came, he kind of just. No, he was
Yeah,
playing
put him
for
in the
Nuno,
shadows.
but the system for Nuno was dog shit. So
It was
like,
wrong. Yeah,
Yeah.
it wasn't right.
we were fucking horrible. So you can't really
Absolutely
count that.
shit.
Yeah.
Um,
Apparently he still won Manager of the Month for us somehow.
Yeah,
Was
I
really
think
good.
I think we won our first
City.
3 games and we beat City. That's why first game of
Yeah.
the season. But D, I know your internet's fixed now. So
Yeah.
coming to you, how good is it? How good would it look to have a bit more strength on the bench? Because we did talk about the start of the season how we had a lot of defensive players, and then Richarlison on the bench. I should have put you on, Brad. You dirty dog. You coming in or you sitting off?
Nah, man.
Oh,
easy.
here he is. Fucking
full
hell, the
squad.
whole boy, all the boys are here.
I'm
Boy.
full
Yeah,
strength,
there
boys.
he is.
Full straight.
It looks like us in
Look at
the
him.
morning. Fucking
Yeah,
hell.
just got home
Um,
from work.
So I'm going to put it to Delane. Do you think we're a lot stronger? Obviously we are, but how good would it look if we had a bench of say Skip, Basuma, assuming that we play 2 in the middle, Richarlison, Mora, Hill, like that looks a lot better than at the start of the year when we just had fucking Cess, Skip, not even Skip because he was injured. We had like Basuma and then we had like 5 defenders and then Richarlison.
Yeah.
Now look, it's good. Like for one, know that we got no injuries. We're injury free, so we got 0 injuries, which is good. So now we can use like the Moras and the Coolies. We can actually rotate the whole squad. Where before we were like short in some numbers, we're like, oh shit, who are we going to play in the midfield or who are we going to play in the wing? We're going to change formations. Where now we're injury free. We're basically got a full squad. So now it's time to use that squad and go to attack. So it's good to have some good rotations, such as like Mora, Skip, Bazuma. I know
Richie
Spence won't
Kulu.
play, but Kulu. Like I know we won't have Spence won't play, but we hope he will. But yeah, look, it's good to have some good rotations in the squad. It's really good to see.
Like we said a couple of I think it was about a month ago or so now. It's just so different compared to yesterday where we didn't have anybody on the bench that come in and fill that role that we need to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
It feels weird that we have
Yeah.
people that are fighting for spots now, and that, like you said, we could play 3 in the midfield and then have literally Hill and Moore up front, and I still wouldn't be upset at that. It's
exactly.
insane where
Well, at least we
Like-
know where they would run.
Yeah.
fucking forward.
Yeah,
them.
they wouldn't be scared to run at them.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly. Yeah.
Brad, you came in late, so I'll let you get your points out. So, how do you feel about tomorrow morning, and what formation and what team do you reckon Conte's going to put out?
Oh, look, we need to play that 5-3-2, whatever it is. Yeah, look, like I said in the chat earlier, I'd like to see Skippy and Basuma start with Benton Core. I reckon it'd be good to see them 3 go. But it's a must-win game. Like I've heard Nene saying before, we need points. We need those goals. We need to get those goal differences up. We just need a 3-0 at home. Dominate the next 2 games at home. We need to in Champions League. We need to put them away 3-0. They can't score. Keep a clean sheet going into the after the group stages and stuff. But yeah, look, my perspective, I reckon we bring Sonny off from the bench and start Richie with Sonny up front. Because look at the impact Sonny had when he came up.
So,
the bench.
what you going to bench
against
Son or
Leicester.
bench Kane?
Bench Son.
And then
Give
so
Kane,
start
give
Kane
Kane a
and
bit,
Richard.
give Kane a benefit of the doubt. If Kane can't pull his finger out this game, in a champs game, possibly bench him against Everton or bench him against our next Champions League game.
Well,
With
that's in 2
Sporting.
weeks. I think
Yeah,
if anything, he'll bench Kane this game because Kane will want to go for that EPL record that he's chasing. But you make a good
Yeah, he
point.
might.
I'll let you carry on. I just wanted to like define what you meant.
Yeah, that's all it pretty is. Just like you can see our front two. Well, you can see Kane's getting tired now. Look how Sonny had his rest, come back. Well, it's been quiet since that game. Yeah, okay, fair enough. We've had nothing going forward really. It's been pretty difficult to watch when they can't put a shot on target in one game. But look, we'll see how it goes. I'm feeling positive about tomorrow, but I would like to see Richie start with Kane up front, see how that works, and then what we can do is we can go right. Son, come on, Kulu, come on, take both of them off. We've got backup front two there anyway, and let them have a go together. But that's pretty much it. That's what I reckon. But yeah.
All right,
I'm
well, we'll start with
excited.
you, Brad, as well, though, because you just come in. I want to hear match predictions, and we'll go from Brad down, and we'll go anti-clockwise, and I'll finish it off.
Well, like I said just before, 3-0.
Scorers?
Kane.
You said
Kane.
2-0.
Yeah, 2-0 in the
Said
comments.
2-0, you fucking liar.
How old are you, mate? Are you 12?
Yes.
Nah, look, yeah, 2-0 in comments, but I'll say 3-0. Kane 1. And if Kulu can't, no, well, Kulu won't come on. He's not back
No,
in.
he won't be back. And maybe
Yeah,
for
he's
Everton,
training.
maybe.
He's training, but maybe Everton.
I'd wait till United and let him fucking destroy United.
Yeah, come back hungry. Look, I would say Kane, Son. You know what? Kane 2, Son 1. I reckon.
All right, Delane.
I might go. Look, after the last Champions League game against them, I'm going a 2-0. Scorers, I might go something different. I might go Perisic. And look, I might have to go Kane. I'll go Perisic or Kane. I think Perisic will do something this time.
Yeah, hopefully.
All right, Lee. I know you're a bit quiet there, Mr. Ghost Head.
Bubblehead.
Yeah,
He's looking like he's asleep. What's your prediction and scorers, bro?
I'm going to agree with Delane 2-0. But I reckon I want to see Big Højbjerg get it. Big Højbjerg. And I reckon Sonny.
Sonny and Højbjerg. I mean, Højbjerg's got 2 already this season, so I wouldn't put it past him.
I'm giving it to him to have a crack. The old Viking. I want to see him.
Well, I think if I play 3 in the middle, I definitely think he can get on the score sheet. But with 2, I can't see it.
Yeah.
No, brother.
Sup, bro? I reckon 4-1.
4-1.
Yeah, look, like I said at the
You
start.
fucking stole my fucking prediction, guy.
Is that you?
Like I
Is that
said
you?
at the
Your
start.
chin.
Like I said at the start, we could have put him away. We could have put him to the sword. Like last time we versed them. So there's no reason why we can't do the same at home. There's no reason why we can't do the same. So I reckon. Fuck, who did I have? I had 2 in the midfield. I reckon Kane hat-trick and Richie 1.
Ooh.
Wow.
And then for them, I don't give a fuck who scores, but one of them will.
He's putting it out there.
Well,
Nick minute fucking.
I'm going to
The
change
whole
my
Berg
prediction.
will get a
I was
hat-trick.
going for a 4-1. I think it'll be a 4-0. I think we're going to destroy them. I think we're going to play 3 up front, but I think it's going to be a Kane 1, Son 1. Richie's going to get 1. And then I'm going to get up my cue ball fucking baller. Mora's going to come on. Game back.
Rub the cue ball.
And this is for you, Delane. He's going to score a flying header in the back post. He's fucking out jumping.
Oh, but he'll do it. He'll do it. He's done it before.
Right.
He'll
I
do
was
it
playing
again.
FIFA
Brazilian
before,
flyer.
and the fuck out jumped Van Dijk in the box. Like, how does that work?
Baby
I
oil
don't
in
think
the
he's
head.
Just another thought too. When do you reckon we bring Foster in for a game?
Oh, I don't know.
Everton.
It's hard to say.
No, I
he
don't. I
needs
think
game time before the World Cup. But
It'll
when
be
the World
League
Cup
Cup.
comes, he needs game time.
Yeah,
He's
it
not
won't
going to the
won't be a
World
prem
You
game.
know, but Hugo will be.
I mean, goalkeeper's
Yeah, but we're not
different,
playing
you
through
don't
the
need
World
form.
Cup anyway.
Yeah,
So it
you
doesn't
don't
really
need
matter.
form.
Yeah, but
Unless
what if
Hugo gets
Hugo gets
injured.
injured? You know what I mean? If he gets injured, then he
if he
hasn't
gets
started the
injured, then
game or
that's
played a
it.
game
He's
all
gonna-
season.
I,
Yeah,
I
but
feel like keeper's probably the only role where you don't have to have form. You can kind of slot in there whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
not form. It's more of like
Just need more game time.
like
I'm just
like
saying,
Foster's a
keep-
professional. He'll be fine. I think League Cup, Carabao
Yeah,
Cup, he'll
definitely,
play.
yeah,
I don't-
for
maybe
sure.
FA Cup. Depends if we have like a major Champions League game and we're playing like Nottingham Forest on the weekend. We may rotate, but apart from that, like Lloris, there's no need to rest Lloris.
Nah,
Goalkeepers
no
don't do
way.
much during the game anyway. They don't.
Yeah,
Like,
he
physically-
doesn't move much. That's true. He stands in one
yeah.
spot and
That's you.
Statue,
kick-
bro.
Bro.
he kicks the ball 10 meters.
I want to do a little. It's a little bit different, but I spoke to Lee earlier on today, and I want to shout out. His if nobody knows, his boy Lachlan has made the Juventus academy. They came out and they trialed, and
That's
the
because
nephew
he's in
made
Italy.
it. But he did tell me something they did today, so respect to them. They put up a banner for Ventroni today last night at training.
Yeah,
So
beautiful.
shout out to them,
Nice.
respect for that.
Yeah, big
Obviously
love
they're
to
all
them.
Italian
Big love
from
to
the
that.
academy. But shout out to those boys, and hopefully we'll give you guys updates on how the nephew goes in the next few
For
months.
sure.
The thing is, if he does well and his team does well and they make the Club World Cup, is it Lee for the?
Yeah,
for
Club
his
Diamond
age?
Cup. Club Diamond
We're
Cup.
going
then
to
we're off.
Italy.
Then we're going to Italy, boys.
Total Oz Spurs is going international, boys.
That's it.
Like the
True.
in-betweeners all over again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be escaping Venice like I did fucking 2 years ago from
Tuesday
COVID.
patrol, we'll call
Yeah,
us.
yeah.
Lag and Spurs.
Before we start wrapping this up, boys, but is there anything you boys want to add? Even if it's for the game on the weekend, if you boys, yourself, Lee, and I don't think Delane was on yesterday either. If you boys want to add anything from the game on the weekend against Brighton, is there anything that we didn't cover that you
Brighton.
guys wanted to bring up?
No, I think we covered most of it, well, at the start, we all, as me, you, and Nene said, we thought he was going to go to his original, like the 5-2-3, and then it all surprised us. We've been calling it. He went to the 3-5-2, so which is good.
He's been watching, mate. That's what he's been watching.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been watching us.
Shout out Conte. If you need me,
Shout out.
call me.
I'll cook your brisket.
Nah,
I want to get my badges.
Look, I think you boys touched on most of it. I think you guys touched on it. There was nothing really wrong.
Where did we touch
The tip.
touching.
it? Let me touch the
You
tip.
guys basically covered it all. Look, they were going to come out attacking us, and then we're glad to hold them off, which was good. Our defense was solid.
Yeah,
Goldie
definitely.
did an amazing save to stop the goal. So look, I think we're pretty much good to go for this next game. So I'm happy with it.
Lee, anything to add?
No, well, I pretty much said what I had to say last night anyway on the stream.
Yeah,
about
it was
the
me
game.
that wasn't
But,
on last night.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah,
no, you were.
Nene
my
wasn't
bad.
on last night. Chickity checked yourself. But anyway, I'll hand him over to Nene and let him
He was
spit what
bludgeoned.
he's got to say.
Yeah, not wrong. I was bludgeoned. The only thing I
Right.
can say really about the games is we're the first team to beat them since us in March.
At home.
So that's
Yeah.
that's always a plus. And this hasn't got to do with Brian per se, but more to do with the league. We've already played Arsenal away, West Ham away, and
Chelsea
away.
And Brighton away.
Fuck Brighton. But we've played like 3 of our biggest derbies away already
Mm.
in the league, and we're still sitting third comfortably. I would have
Actually,
liked
that's a
to
good
have.
point. I didn't even realize
That
that.
is, yeah,
I
that
would
is
have.
good.
I would have liked to have played City just to get it the fuck out of the way and get demolished by
Oh,
them.
you know what? The time that we didn't play them would have been the perfect time because they're on
Yeah.
fire now.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
yeah,
yeah.
we're
They're
fucked.
clicking. We're
So-
fucked.
playing
Yeah.
our 3 biggest derbies away already, and we're still sitting third in the league. Obviously, we didn't get results at West Ham, results at Chelsea is fantastic. We got 2 points from there. We'll never. We could have been.
That Chelsea game was a win for us, but we haven't
Yeah,
beaten them
exactly.
for so long.
Yeah.
I'll take that any day of the week.
Exactly.
And the thing is, and I'll say an extra thing on the way. Nottingham Forest away isn't an easy game. Everyone thinks it is because of
no
Nottingham
way.
Forest.
It's hard.
It's a hard
It's hard.
game. Their
Yeah, it
their
is.
fans are one of the best, some of the best in the league. You know, I don't know if anybody know who Lad Baby is. But he's a big
Yeah,
Nottingham Forest fan, and whenever you watch his videos, they go off. So I think we've played a decent firm, and you're right. We've played 3 London derbies away. We've only lost to Arsenal, and we always lose when we go there. We gained points from last year against Chelsea and West Ham, so it's a good point. If we can keep this run and our home form, we haven't lost at home all season.
yeah, exactly.
So if we keep that run of form and we make home a fortress like we did the last year of the White Hart Lane, then I think as long as we try and check our way, get a couple of more away wins and get better results away, I can't see how we drop out to top 4. I think everybody can see Liverpool's absolute fucking trash. Arsenal picked them apart. I will say though, both Liverpool's second goal and Arsenal's third goal was against the run of play. Arsenal were dominating, Liverpool countered, and then Liverpool were dominating, Arsenal got a fucking pen. It wasn't a pen. Jesus, you're a pussy. I don't know how you can go try and clear a ball, and if a player sticks their foot in front before you try and clear it,
He dived, bro. He dived.
Yeah.
I mean, I should have ended it raw. But it is what it is. Arsenal playing some of the best football in the league, but they are 2 injuries away from crisis, and I think it's going to... I think who they got this weekend? I think they've got...
Who gives a fuck?
There's Leeds.
Well, we've got to watch
Leeds.
They got Leeds.
Leeds away. Oh, Leeds picked them apart last year. So with Rodrigo playing, Harrison, that freaking what's his name? That young bloke. He fucking tore. He tore up apart coming in from the wing against Palace. I know they lost. What's his name? Aronson. Aronson's a good fucking player. You need to watch him. He's like a Rodrigo. He's like a white Rodrigo. The way he dribbles.
One thing I will say about the Scum though, but they haven't really versed any decent teams.
Us and United, and they lost to United.
They lost to United, and we always lose the Emirates, so that's not really that big of a thing. So they've got a team I've never heard of in the Europa League. They've got Leeds, then Southampton, and Nottingham Forest. So they don't have another big game pretty much until Chelsea in November. So
and Chelsea are sourcing as well again.
So they're looking really well.
They're clicking again. They're clicking.
So I could see Arsenal being top for a fair more couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Well, talking on those teams, I want to. We haven't really done this, but top 4 predictions. I want to hear top 4 and what positions you reckon. I'm going to start. I think it's going to be City, us, Chelsea, and I'm going to say Arsenal. I don't think United crack it. I don't think Liverpool have any hope. Brighton are going to drop off. That's my prediction for top 4. I think we'll come second this year. If we click. If we don't click, then 4th. But you can interchange us and Arsenal and Chelsea really but I'm going to go with us, Chelsea, then Arsenal.
What you said? City, us.
City first, us second, Arsenal
City, us,
third. Chelsea third, Arsenal
Chelsea, then Arsenal. Yeah.
Yeah, look, I can't agree with that. I think that's how it's going to go. We know City's going to win. They're going to dominate everyone.
It's literally just City and the boys right now.
Yeah.
It's just City and the rest.
We are the Farmers League. It's
they make
PSG.
it
It's
look
PSG all over.
Yeah,
we're schoolboys. Like they're going to make the comp look like they're schoolboys. Like they're just.
I wouldn't be surprised if they break like 110 points this year. Like something fucking.
I don't think it's possible, is it? No, it is possible. But they've dropped heaps of points already, though. They haven't.
No, they've only drawn 2 games.
Well, that's 4 points dropped.
It's only 4 points.
I mean,
I'd like to touch on something. I know this is no. But I know this is off topic and that. But I don't know if you guys have heard. But there's reports out there that we might be getting naming rights for our stadium.
Oh yeah, we haven't spoken about that.
Yeah.
Google.
Good point, Dave.
It's going to be Google.
Yeah, Google. Yeah.
You know what?
Arena.
There's one person that's going to be so happy about that, and his name is Danny Rose.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't want to have to Google the players that we buy. No, that's right. So reports are that Google are looking at a £1 billion, £1 billion, so dollars, Australian, £1 billion takeover to name the stadium. It'll probably be Google Stadium if they do take the naming rights. But for me, and this is from my perspective, I feel like it's either going to be, it's either way, it's going to be massive lucrative for us. It's Google is the
100%,
biggest search engine in the world. You know, they own YouTube, what we're streaming on right now. So they have the amount of ads and advertisements for the club alone. We'd be able to reach corners of the earth that no other team can reach. And we're already pretty big in
oil
South
money.
Korea. Yeah, without oil money. And the thing is, we're so marketable now with the NFL field. I honestly feel like the club's gonna become a franchise where you kind of like esports, where a company has multiple teams in different esports games. We're going to be Tottenham, where we're going to have a fucking London team, NFL team that the teams come over and play. We're going to have all these kind of different sports concerts. We're going to be so marketable that it's going to be good, but it'll only be good if the money that we make is put back into the team.
Exactly.
We've got the stadium, we've got the facilities, we've got the coach. We need the players now, and that's where if this money comes in, it needs to be pumped into the team.
That's
we have
it.
to
We'll
start.
buy Haaland next year.
Excuses,
Buy
honestly.
Haaland next year.
We'll buy Haaland next year. Him and Kane. See you later.
No, sell Kane to Real, and we'll take Haaland. No, fuck that. I want Kane to stay and break that record.
I
want
Kane to stick around.
Another thing Kane said today in a news article about talks of going to Bayern Munich, he said, "No, I'm saying what Tottenham could want. I want to win something."
Yeah,
I feel like he's got that fire back. But
yeah, definitely.
What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts? We'll go into that after, Brad. But what are your thoughts on the Google? I've had my thoughts. What are all your thoughts about the takeover of the stadium?
It's good for the money. We need the money. Like, it's a good investment. But I would have been liked to go back to the lane and kept it.
Oh, it'll always be one.
You know what I mean?
Bro.
Mm-hmm.
It's you know what I mean? But
it's just too much of a money business now, bro.
Yeah.
If you could sell something, someone's going to buy it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that's the reason why I built the stadium. But he built the stadium purposely. Look, but the NFL ground inside, and we've had 3 games there, and they've packed it out every time. And now they're getting more teams to come and play.
Yeah.
So now we're already over there. Like, we're already over in America with our team. So it's like, you know what? Go Google, and we've got all that money, mother suckers.
The only problem I have with it is apparently the name is going to be the Google Stadium, which sounds fucking terrible.
The Google.
I wish it just Google Stadium sounds so much fucking better. Google Arena.
The Google,
like, the Google sounds like fucking ass.
What would you have? What would you have?
Just Google
Arena.
Google
Stadium, or Google Arena.
Google Stadium?
You know what'd be sick, but
Google.
You know what'd be sick? And Brad, I think Brad, you shared this. I've seen it where the O's in the Google is actually the ball underneath the cockerel. It'd be funny as if they when they announce it, they put that as their Google search engine for like a month. And then that's the thing. It's got to be such a good thing for the club.
Advertisement. Yeah, it's going to add heaps more franchises into it.
But if Levy doesn't put any of that money into the team, there's no point. There's no point in getting a lucrative deal like that if you're not going to enhance the team and have the team win. We need to win. We haven't won a trophy in 14 years, and we haven't won the league in 60 years. Since 81 last time.
I don't think we'll win the league this year anyway, but we're on the right track to win it.
I think that.
Definitely.
New stadium. I think that new stadium will help, like with the naming rights. I think, as you guys said, it needs to be put back in the team. We need that money to put back in the team, to buy better players. You know, just scout more players. And it all needs to go back into the team. That's all I want.
Bro, we could literally
use. I'm happy.
If they do buy the naming rights for $1 billion, we could put a quarter of that and build a decent squad around that.
Well, look at Arsenal. They've got 400 mil for their squad.
Yeah.
And they didn't have the foundations. Look, their squad isn't as good as I think everybody thinks it is. They're just clicking at the moment. But you give Conte $250,000 and go, you buy whoever you. That's all I'll do. There's $250,000. You and Paratic should go out and buy who you need. But you're only getting 250. Guarantee we challenge for the title.
Yeah,
with the players that we have now added on top.
Yeah, fucking oath.
Yeah, that'd be fucking good.
Can you imagine if we get that before the World Cup and then we hit the bloody January window and then Conte just starts dropping money on fucking Hakimi on the right, fucking
Mbappe up front.
Nah, fucking Mbappe.
I've seen the rumors on that. I've seen the rumors on that.
Nah, he's a dog. I don't give a shit.
Mbappe is a fucking wanker.
The Mbappe Haaland discussion is finished for me.
It's over.
Haaland is more respectable. He's a better goal scorer. He's a better player in general, and he's not a fucking dog. Mbappe held that club to ransom. And now, have you seen the stats? Messi and Neymar both have about 6 or 7 goals and about 4 or 5 assists. That cunt has 9 goals and no assists.
Yeah.
He's selfish. Yeah, he should be shipped off. And if he goes to Real, I hope Real fucking go under. because he doesn't deserve what he gets. He's a great player. He could be one of the best.
He's
in the
he's a very good player.
His
but
attitude's
he's not-
disgusting.
It's
He's
because he got the
absolute
fame too young. He got the fame too
Bellend.
young.
Yeah, 100%.
It went straight to his fucking head.
Brad, you look at Fabregas when he went to Arsenal. He was 17
Yeah.
and dominating the midfield.
Fucking hell.
He's respectable. Like I hate him.
Yeah,
because
that's what I'm
he's a
saying.
gooner.
But it went to Mbappe's head because he fucking
Yeah.
Ninja Turtles.
Donatello. Did you see that video when they gave him for his birthday? I think they gave him a Ninja Turtle
Donatello
cake. I think it was Danny Alves. I think it was. They gave him
Yeah.
something, just laughing at
I
him.
did see that.
Because I heard it. The reason why is because he's sporting director. I don't know if you guys know, but he's actually his contract. And they paid him like I think it was like 100 mil or something to get that contract. And he pretty much said, I want to get rid of Neymar. And they're like, we're not getting rid of Neymar. Like Neymar's bossing it this season. So he's gone, oh, fuck it. If you don't get rid of him, I'm going to leave. But they've openly said they're not going to sell him. They're not going to let him go if he goes to Real. But apparently he's already signed a secret deal under the table with Real. And then he's just going to walk away from his contract with PSG.
Good. Let him walk away.
Right.
Fuck
Yeah,
it.
see you later.
It's not worth holding your
Fuck
whole team
off.
to ransom for one Gronk.
Yeah, he's
No way.
a grub.
One player
that's-
doesn't make the team. Fucking job.
And that's why I feel like it's bad for Poch. Like I know, like I don't think Poch was as good as he should have been for PSG, but I feel like if you had Mbappe undercutting him every time, like any manager that goes, Tuchel was there. He won the Champions League with Chelsea. He should have won it with PSG, but his team just never performed. And I think Mbappe's part of that. You know,
100%.
that era that didn't do
He's
anything.
part of the problem.
Fucking hell.
Anyway, boys, what we'll do is I'll
Wait, hold on.
everyone.
I got one more thing.
One more.
Just on naming rights, apparently Chelsea's new owners want to turn them into the London Broncos. That's what they want to
Get
change.
out
their
of
name
here.
They won't do it.
to. Yeah, but
Never.
that's because
It's
they're
like when
American.
they
So
proposed
gay.
they proposed the fucking All Stars game. No teams, they're not going to do it. It's not America. It's not.
That
It's
is so
the
homo.
working class
That's
man
so
won't do
fucking
it.
funny.
And I'll tell you now, if they ever decide to do a North and South, mate, I'm supporting Leighton Orient. I'm going back to fucking League One, League Two teams because I'm not dealing with that fucking All Star shit.
Nah.
It's a working
Yeah, I
class.
don't wanna deal
The
with that
games
shit.
don't start that shit. We already have World Cups. We already have European Championship. There's no need to play All Stars or fucking London Broncos. Like, really?
Like the thing with it is, if you do an All-Star match, you're playing with your rivals. It's the same thing as the England squad. They're all like the
exactly. Yeah,
Arsenal
true,
and the Tottenham players don't like each other in the England squad. It's just. It's
Oh,
a
I
known
mean,
thing.
Kane's pretty nice to Saka.
Yeah, but it's nicety. It's not being friends with
Only
them.
to
Not going
get
out for
the
dinner
goal,
and
the
stuff.
goal
If you
for
have
international.
have an All Stars game, it's just going to be rivals, and no one's going to really like each other. It's going to be dog shit.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
gonna be shit when it comes to internationals and stuff.
Just
So
leave
yeah,
it to the
fuck that.
side, man. Fuck
Yeah, fucking oath.
It's like
Maybe
what
to
the whole
America.
fucking it's like what that whole Super League shit they were trying to do here.
Yeah.
Oh, there's been
mate.
talks. They're still trying to do it.
They're still trying to do it.
Fuck
We're not going to be in it
Yeah,
this
they're
time.
still trying to
The
do
way-
it.
We're not going to be in it this time. It'll be the top four. It'll be City, Liverpool, Chelsea, and United will go into it. Us and Arsenal will miss out this time.
That's fine.
Um,
Fuck.
I'd rather miss
Which
out
is
on
fine.
one of them.
Which is fine because
Yeah,
I'd rather
get
be in
rid
a
of Haaland,
league that promotes the pyramid system where where the teams that perform and the players that put in the effort move up. What's the point of going into a Super League where you can't get demoted? It's like the NRL
fuck
here. Teams can be dog shit for years, and there's no and in the A League as well. That's why it doesn't.
Yeah,
promote
there's
as
always.
fast
Oh
as
yeah,
fucking-
next year.
Yeah, it's. I feel it's a flawed system. The
Yeah,
Americans
fuck yeah.
have it too. I think it was the is it the Browns, the NFL team, the Browns or whatever. Took
Yeah.
years.
They were
of-
dog shit for like 25 years.
Yeah, and they just had to get someone to
only-
inject money into them.
They're only just getting good now.
Yeah. So well, on that note, boys, I think we're going to hit the escape button. If you're watching on
I'm
YouTube,
tired.
like and subscribe and hit the bell button. If you're watching on Twitch, make sure you follow, and on Facebook, make sure you follow the group. I have fixed the problem with Facebook. Apparently, they think I'm streaming the games when we put on the scheduled. So we will be streaming to Facebook, but we'll just when we won't schedule it. We'll just start the stream when we start with the other two, YouTube and Twitch. Cheers to all the boys tonight. Nene, I know you had a night off because they cancelled. So cheers for coming
Actually, I
on.
worked. I left my
Did
house,
you
mate. I
mother-
worked.
Working on
But
the
cheers
beers.
to all of you for jumping on. It's the first time we've had all of us on for a while. We won't be on tomorrow morning. We all got work. 6 o'clock kickoff. We'll all be already in the ute or on job sites. No, he'll be asleep. More than welcome to do a stream by yourself if you want, brother.
I'm actually half tempted.
Mate, if you want to do it.
Get it.
I'll
done,
stream.
son.
I'll stream
But-
from job site.
we will be streaming. I think it's 3:30 Sunday
Yeah.
morning again.
Yeah.
I mean, if the
I
boys
won't
wake
be
up, the boys
here.
wake up.
Let you boys know I won't be here.
Oh, he's dogging
Well,
it.
my
He's
goodness.
dogging it. Nah,
Yeah.
we'll be live
Yeah.
for the Everton game.
Mm,
Anyways, boys, any last messages before we go?
no.
Nah.
Nah.
Come
Delane,
on,
do you want to take it?
Spurs.
Do you want us to take us out?
Okay. All right then. As we always say here, total all Spurs. Stay Spursy, boys.
Stay Spursy, guys.
Stay
That's busy, bro.